Hi everyone!
Hello.
Hannah,
Yes.
it's been like a week since we got married.
Yep.
This is our 1 week anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Aww.
We're going to measure it in tiny little increments?
Every week we'll update you on the anniversary that we're at in
We
our
will not. Don't worry.
relationship. With that being said, I have to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I figured during a video would be the best place for it. Just like rip the band-aid off,
Probably
you know?
bad idea.
During the ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
I had my fingers crossed. So
That doesn't annul the marriage, Shane.
I had both of my fingers crossed on both hands, making the marriage invalid.
No, I don't think that does what you think it does.
I'm free! Hello, welcome to the show, welcome to the show, welcome to the show. It's time to talk about our lives.
Nope. Welcome to our September HelloFresh video.
This is our first meal that we are cooking together as husband and wife.
That's true.
As such, I have one demand. From now on, I will be referred to as husband head chef. You will be referred to as wife assistant.
No. Demand denied. Today we are making harissa sweet potato pockets
Excuse me.
with avocado and cucumber dill salad.
Excuse me. Thank you. It is cold in Minneapolis today, like 55 degrees in early September. That's devastating. But at the same time, it really puts us in that like fall mood where you just want to eat like delicious, savory, cozy food.
I think sweet potatoes are perfect for that.
Yeah.
So we're really excited.
We love this recipe.
Yeah, I think we've made it before in a video, but we love it, so we're gonna make it again.
HelloFresh has something for everyone, including low-calorie, vegetarian, and family-friendly recipes every week. The average trip to the grocery store takes 41 minutes. With HelloFresh, you can skip those trips and get everything that you need to make a chef-curated meal delivered to your door. And HelloFresh's carbon footprint is 25% lower than that of meals made from store-bought groceries. Easily change your delivery days or food preferences and skip a week whenever you need. HelloFresh is committed to making fresh, delicious food available now more than ever, and has taken extra steps to keep its employees and customers safe. Look at that.
Looks so good.
Take a big bite. And while she does, we're going to pause and tell you about a special offer. Okay, you can use our code 80SMarinaDrubs to get a total of $80 off, including free shipping on your first box with purchase. Go to HelloFresh.com to redeem and for more details. Again, you can use our code 80SMarinaDrubs to get a total of $80 off, including free shipping on your first box with purchase. Go to HelloFresh.com to redeem and for more details.
Oh my god.
Good?
Alright, we have to go.
Bye!
Thank you guys again for watching our ads. It helps us continue to make these videos for you. And now, on to the main event.
Yes, which is
our divorce.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But we are talking about our marriage. It's very difficult to talk about us getting married without mentioning the severe lack of marriage equality for people with disabilities in the United States. So today, we're going to break that down a bit and tell you all the stuff that you need to know about our wedding and the issue in the U.S.
Yeah, and from people who already knew about this, we've gotten a lot of questions asking if Shane and I are legally married or if we're just, emotionally married. So
you may have seen if you watched our hour-long live stream where we talked all about our wedding, there were tons of comments that were like, wait a minute, how are you legally married? Like, that's not possible for disabled people.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to address it then and kind of skim over it. We wanted to really dig into it.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't address it right away.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, let's understand why marriage equality doesn't really exist for disabled people in the United States.
All right, so a lot of disabled people rely on SSI and Medicaid for caregivers, for income,
Yep.
for
housing help.
housing help,
We have
medical
to,
treatments.
Yeah, we have to give a pretty broad description of all this just because all of these things vary by state. So everything that we're saying today is a general
Yeah.
overview.
Yes, it's all like very similar state by state, but also there's like minor differences.
So if your state has a slightly different rule or number that isn't exactly what we say, please just know, everyone, it's different everywhere, but it's messed up everywhere.
Yes.
So, okay, continue.
True. So these programs are need-based, so they take into account income and asset limits, and those income and asset limits are extremely low.
Extremely low.
Generally, the asset limit for programs like these is $2,000.
So that's $2,000 that an individual is allowed to have
in the
bank or in assets like, physical things that they own. Okay.
Very, very low.
Low asset limit.
The income limit is also very low. It's around, we looked at Minnesota and it was around 20,000.
20,000 a year, which breaks down to like 1,200 a month.
Yeah.
If you're earning more than that, it can disqualify you from programs like these.
Yes. These numbers are extremely low, and if you are a tiny bit over it, if you're making $25,000 a year, you're going to be expected to pay now for all of these expenses that come along with being disabled. So it's really important for people to be under that limit so that they can access health care or caregivers or the things that they need to stay alive.
Yes. The problem becomes much more complicated when marriage is involved because...
Quiet. Out. Good. Quiet. Good girl.
The situation becomes more challenging when marriage is involved because the way it works is that your partner's assets and income are able to be counted towards your asset and income limits.
Now you might think that the asset limits double when you get married, but they actually do not double. They go from 2,000 to 3,000.
Okay. She says,
we have to take a break because Chloe has decided to drink water for a long time.
Just kidding, I'm taking my feet in a tub of water. This is how I wash them.
Are you done?
Now I'm gonna go groom myself as loudly as I can.
Okay, as we were saying, if you have two people who were both on these programs, let's say, and they were both able to be on them, both of them had assets under $2,000, let's say they had $1,800 in assets. If those two people get married, they are now above the $3,000 asset limit and both are disqualified.
Yes.
So you take two people that were previously totally fine to be on it, they get married, nothing else changes, and now they're both off of it.
Right. It's also the case that if one individual qualifies and the other is not disabled, that other person's income and assets could very well, and often do, disqualify the disabled person since their income and assets are now lumped together for the determination.
Yep.
It's not fair, and disability advocates have been fighting for change in this area for decades.
Now you might think that if your partner has income, then they should pay for your needs, right?
I think that's like the assumption by the government.
Yes.
Is that like, oh, well, your partner has income and assets, so they can help pay for your disability.
They're making $30,000 a year. They should be able to pay for everything you need. Disability is extremely expensive. We calculated that last year we spent about $15,000 on Shane's insurance alone. And he pays for private insurance, so this is like co-pays and deductibles and all of that. And like take your bath seat, for example. We just got that, and that was covered by insurance, but Shane had a copay of $1,600 for a bath seat.
Tons of money, and that's just things that fall under insurance. Like I buy these milkshakes that are high calorie that I need to survive that are not covered by my insurance, so I buy them off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And they cost like $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year right there, just in milkshakes.
Yep. She's eating. Should we just wait?
Just pause. Okay. We wanted to make this video to spread awareness about this very big issue because it affects so many people with disabilities. And often when we talk about this issue with people, they are completely unaware that it even exists.
I mean, I wasn't aware
Yeah.
4 years ago when we met.
Exactly.
This keeps a lot of disabled people from ever getting married, and it also affects people who become disabled after they're married. There are people who have to get divorced to have their medical costs covered after becoming disabled, so
Yeah.
it's a huge problem.
Oh, I know we're wrapping this part up, but just another small caveat. If you live with your partner, there are ways that the government can still use their income and assets to count against you. You don't even have to be legally married in every state.
Yeah, it's just if they think you might be in a relationship.
Yeah, so that's the issue. Now let's talk about how it factors into our marriage.
So we've talked about this before, but Shane is not currently receiving any government benefits. He's not on any of these programs, largely because his asset and income limit is too high. I mean, we have a house, so that automatically pretty much disqualifies us.
Yeah.
From the books he's written and now from our YouTube channel, the income is too high to get him any sort of healthcare supplements. So.
Which again, remember, does not mean that we are rolling around in piles of money.
Yeah.
It just means that we're not below the poverty line.
And it means that we get to spend $15,000 every year on healthcare because we have too much money to have any help with it.
Exactly. So, Hannah and I were able to get legally married. This was not an easy decision.
Yeah.
We talked about not getting legally married because it could very well become the case that I need to hire caregivers, and caregivers would run me anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 a year, paying out of my own pocket, which would not be possible.
No.
I would have to get on some kind of government assistance if I ever need to hire caregivers, which very well might be part of our future.
Yeah.
So we were like, should we get married? And then
Yeah.
what happens if, down the road we have to get on benefits?
Yeah. Now we decided to actually get married.
Except for the fact that I had my fingers crossed.
Oh my God. First of all, because we already live together, and like we said before, the government would just see us as I need to pay for Shane's care.
And hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Where we say that we're partners living together.
Exactly. I mean, we're already together, so there was not really any reason to not get married. And second of all, now this wasn't really like the deciding factor in our decision, but we really did talk about it, and it's sad. We can only imagine the comments we would receive if people found out that we were not actually married. And we wanted to get married anyway, so it didn't change our decision. But when we were talking about like, should we not actually get married so that you can apply for benefits in the future, we were like, oh my God, can you imagine what people would say if we were only married in our hearts,
And I know that the reaction to that from all of you will be, just ignore them, they're dumb. But when your email is filled every day with a dozen messages from mean people telling us that, Hannah's only after my money, or that she could never love someone as disabled as me, and you have to go through and delete them so that you can find your real emails, you can understand why.
You don't want to add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, so it was just when we decided to get legally married, it was like, that would be nice because then people won't be able to say that we're fake.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible. But that really did play into, our discussions at least.
So when we think about our future, we don't really know what we'll do. It's kind of a question mark right now. When I need to hire caregivers,
I mean, we're just going to have to pay for it.
We're going to figure it out. I don't know how. We'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way. I think that our society should be set up
These are really
loud. Oh, sirens. They found out about our fake wedding. We believe it shouldn't be this way. Society should be set up to support each other. We believe that someone, like me, for example, who is working and married, they should be able to get caregivers that help them go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a basic human decency.
Mhm.
So it's a messy thing. We'll try to put some links below where you can learn more about this issue, because knowledge and awareness really is the first step. If more people knew about this injustice, there probably wouldn't be such an issue.
So, no, our marriage is not fake, but there are a lot of really unfair things that disabled people have to take into account when they get married.
Yep. So make yourself aware.
Yep.
And
Thanks for listening.
bye.